just how powerful God's words can be. While the Prophet Muhammad was alive, Muslims took great care to protect the Quran. They knew how important it was to keep God's words safe. They did this in two ways, by speaking it and writing it down. Many of the Prophet's friends memorized the Quran as it was revealed. These people were called Hafaz, which means memorizers. They would recite the Quran during prayers and when people gathered. The Prophet Muhammad himself would recite the Quran to his followers. Besides memorizing it, parts of the Quran were also written down. The Prophet's scribes, who were like his writers, wrote the verses on things like parchment, leather, and even bones. Early Muslims kept these written pieces very safe. Memorizing and writing the Quran down made sure it stayed safe and correct. The Prophet Muhammad made sure God's words were shared correctly. He listened as people memorized and checked what was written to make sure there were no mistakes. After the Prophet Muhammad died in 632 CE, the Muslim community faced some hard times. One of these was the Battle of Yamamah in 633 CE. Sadly, many Hafaz, the people who had memorized the Quran, died in this battle. This worried the early Muslims. Abu Bakr, the Prophet's close friend and the first leader after him, knew they needed to put the whole Quran together in one place. Abu Bakr asked Zayd ibn Thabit, one of the Prophet's trusted scribes, to do this important job. Zayd had memorized the whole Quran and had written down parts of it for the Prophet. Zayd collected all the written pieces of the Quran. He carefully checked these pieces against what the Hafaz who survived the battle had memorized. This made sure the Quran was correct and true to what was revealed. As Islam spread, the Muslim community grew bigger and bigger. People spoke different dialects and had different accents. These differences didn't change the meaning of the Quran, but they made people recite it a little differently. Uthman ibn Affan, the third leader after the Prophet, wanted to fix this. He wanted one Quran for everyone. He asked a group of scholars to create one official version based on the one Abu Bakr had made. The scholars carefully compared all the copies of the Quran and made sure everyone said and wrote the words the same way. After this, Uthman said all other copies should be replaced with the new official one. What Uthman did was very important to keep Muslims united. Having one Quran stopped arguments and disagreements about how to recite it. Abu Bakr, Uthman, and the early Muslims worked hard to collect and protect the Quran. This shows how strong their faith was. Their careful work made sure the Quran's message stayed true and unchanged. Today, the Quran is the most memorized book in the world. Millions of Muslims still memorize and recite it, just like the early Muslims did. What the Quran teaches about faith, being a good person, and connecting with God, still speaks to people of all kinds. It's amazing that the Quran has been protected so well for so long. It shows how dedicated people were and how important it is to keep sacred texts safe. The Quran's message of peace, compassion, and fairness continues to inspire people. It reminds us that we are all connected and that we should be kind to each other.